around on a pile of grading, kind of like chuckling to themselves because they're not going to put it in.
I get what this young lady is saying, and she speaks a lot of truth. Number one, I'm still baffled by her saying that she teaches 237 kids per semester. That's a lot of children. I cannot stand that education is not equal everywhere. Even with my new English 1 kids that are coming in semester 2, that may bump my total number of kids to 160. Okay. But let's be realistic. Let's be honest. As a teacher, that I do check my kids' grades, not just in my class, but in other teachers' classes, because I want to see how are they doing in other people's class, especially if they're not doing well or if they are doing well. What's working, okay? And as a result, if you scroll down to the bottom, parents and teachers, you see the last time that teachers updated their grades. And sadly, I have been in situations where I witnessed teachers, and I've reported to admin. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'm like, okay, do y'all know this teacher's not updated his grade in so many months or so? It should not be. It should not be. I do agree with her with the time factor. Sometimes there's not enough planning time for teachers to do what they need to do, given all the tasks that we have to complete. Nevertheless, it takes you being in a building with strong admin who values your time. And if they value your time, they're not going to have you in 50-minute meetings. You have what is called protective planning time. You have some admin, they'll decide, okay, you know what? On these days, we're not going to have any parent-teacher conferences. These days are restricted on these particular days. It's stuff like that helps with the planning time. But nevertheless, I don't see why 1 grade per week. She was saying how they're expected to put in 3 grades per week. That's a lot. That's a lot. Now, keep in mind, parents and teachers, we cannot use the excuse anymore. Well, my kids always turn in late work, so I wait until I can get all the work and I grade it. Nah, that's not fair to the kids who turn to work on time. Number 2, parents and teachers and students, what you cannot do, and I'm not really talking to teachers, I'm really talking to parents. You cannot expect your child who just turned in the late work to be able to grade it immediately. That's not fair to us as teachers. When me as a teacher, sometimes when an assignment is due on a Friday, I may not grade that assignment to almost Sunday night, more than likely Monday or Tuesday, sometimes even Wednesday. So your child decides to turn in the work on Thursday and you expect me to have that great work graded immediately? No, ma'am, no, sir. Especially when I grade in cycles. I work on one class, I move on to the next. I may not loop to your class again to the following week, so you're going to have to hold tight. Now, if you notice late work has been turned in, ask the child to pull the assignment up on Google Classroom or whatever platform they use to show you the work turned in. And if you notice I will give you 5 days. 5 days after the late work has been turned in and you notice the grade has not changed. Email the teacher and ask, okay, I see the work is turned in, but you haven't updated it yet. Give them 5 days, but they expect it immediately. Chill out. But again, I don't see why your teacher cannot put in at least 1 grade per week. Now, I'm not dealing with elementary school. That's another beast within itself. I'm talking about middle school and high school. 1 grade per week at least. And a lot of these teachers, if we're being honest, y'all, are using self-grading platforms where you don't even have to grade. The kids, as soon as they submit the work on the platform, website, whatever, it grades it immediately. Why can't we take the time to put those grades in immediately? Okay, so there are ways to get around it, but nevertheless, for me to sit down and grade essays and to give feedback, 3 grades per week, that's too much.